Hello, and welcome to the Tabletop Optimist. Today, I would like to talk about Daggerheart. Set to release on May 20th, 2025, Daggerheart is a narrative focused TTRPG developed by lead designer Spencer Stark and his team over at Darrington Press. It is made for both long form and short form campaigns, utilizing a 2d12 dice system as their main dice. On this video, I will be discussing the parts of Daggerheart that stood out to me the most and why I'm excited for the game overall, instead of an in depth breakdown of the game itself. If you are excited for Daggerheart or have never heard of it and want to learn more, let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as I'll be going more in depth on this game as a whole. If you are looking to pre order Daggerheart, you can over at daggerheart.com. Links provided below. So let's talk about why I'm excited to play Daggerheart, and I hope by the end of this video, you will be too. Honestly, the first reason I enjoyed Daggerheart as much as I did was how easy it was to make a character. In Daggerheart, you were just assigning small numbers to fit the traits that you want your character to be good at. The numbers you'll be assigning are +2 once, +1 twice, 0 twice, and -1 once. Everything the character could do is either on the character sheet or on the cards. There is no need to go to the books to find out how to level up or what your character can do at that new level, which is insanely helpful. It not only cuts down on the time to learn your abilities, but it also helps make sure you don't forget them. The first class I ever played was a rogue in D&D, and early on, and still somewhat to this day, I would constantly forget to use Uncanny Dodge. Uncanny Dodge is an ability that lets you reduce damage by half for your reaction. There are plenty of times that I went down that could have been avoided if I just remembered all of my classes and subclasses abilities. With the abilities being on cards and the character sheet, it is far more likely you and I won't forget some of our cool abilities that can really change the outcome of a game. Up next is what Spencer refers to as his starting point is the cards. Spencer stated during an interview that he starts with cards for a lot of his games, and it is very evident here. The 279 cards tell you what you need to know about the class, heritage, foundations, domains, and more. I think these cards are going to be something special and a massively important contributor to the flow and fun of this game. Daggerheart was created utilizing a 2d12 system. The 2d12s help make your character feel more confident in their abilities, while a 1d20 system like in D&D can fluctuate wildly, but it's also not as narrow as the 2d6 system found in the Powered by the Apocalypse style games. The 2d12 gives a nice bell curve that makes it more exciting to hit those higher numbers. Hope and fear is the main mechanic for the dice. If your hope dice rolls higher than your fear dice, you gain a hope. If your fear dice is higher than your hope dice, your GM gains a fear. So even if you were to fail a DC, you could still benefit from the roll. You can even succeed with fear. The only drawback is there may be a consequence, or your GM is going to store that fear for future shenanigans. So make sure to have two D12s that are very different from each other, so it is easier to tell them apart. Personally, I am also excited about the potential dice we can get from Darrington and other dice makers that symbolize the hope and fear in the dice. Now, let's talk about critting in Daggerheart. The way critting works is that if you get the same number on the two dice, that crits, even if it is two ones. So even if numerically you do not hit the DC, you could still succeed. Advantage and disadvantage are also different compared to a lot of other games. Instead of rolling twice and taking the highest or lowest number, you just add or subtract a d6 from your 2d12 roll. And honestly, I can't tell you why I like it so much, but I do. And apparently, I'm not alone. When they changed it during the playtest, enough people said they liked it the d6 way, and they changed it back. Death in Daggerheart is handled with one of three options when your character hits 0 HP. First is that your character goes down a blaze of glory, automatically gaining a critical success. I could see this being an amazing self sacrificing moment for your character, similar to Gandalf fighting the Balrog, giving the party the ability to escape and survive, until Boromir, which also could be another blaze of glory moment, giving Merry and Pippin time to flee, but then again, that didn't work and they ended up getting caught. Uh, Still two amazing scenes from a perfect trilogy. And if dying is not your character's cup of tea, another option is you could just avoid death outright. But you also have to roll your hope die. The value of your hope die is equal to or under your level, your character gains a scar, which mechanically means you permanently cross out one of the hope slots, but how it affects your character is up to you. Mechanically, you are also unconscious until one more or more of your hit points are cleared, or the party takes a long rest. And the final is to throw all caution to the wind and roll your hope and fear die. If you roll higher with hope, you're alive. If not, you're dead. I've never had a character die in my Daggerheart games, but if they decide to go with this option, it's going to be nerve-wracking, and we're all gonna be very quiet until they finalize that role. There is a high level spell that can resurrect players, but that is for max level characters and can only be used once depending on a d6 dice roll. If you roll 1 to 5, it's gone. If you roll 6, you can use it again. I think the Blaze of Glory is my favorite because it allows your character to have one final amazing moment where their death means something. Coming back from the dead should be a big moment. And for a character, something about them should fundamentally change because they did die, even if it was for a short time. But you also really do enjoy the idea of your character coming back with a scar. And last but certainly not least is the lead designer himself, Spencer Stark. I've watched a lot of videos of Spencer talking about this game, and I've watched them multiple times, maybe too many times. Whenever he's talking about Daggerheart or any of the other games he has designed, you can just feel the love and excitement he has for this game, and his excitement makes you excited. There have been two separate occasions I've seen where he tells the interviewer that he has more time to talk if they do. That's not something I see often or at all, and it shows he wants to talk about this game as much as he can. With his history as a writer and producer for movie studios, Daggerheart being a more narrative focused game makes sense. And also, he's a giant dice nerd. He said that he loves the feel of D12s and he likes the results of they offer. It is great to see a D12 get more love than they do because they are seldomly used, unless you're a barbarian player. I do want to mention before I end this video that all my experience with this game is from the open beta, and there are things that can change. I don't want to mislead anyone describing mechanics that may not be there, but the ones I mentioned, I believe they are finalized game mechanics, but they may not be. We have to wait and see. I've been spending a lot of time researching, watching videos of, and thinking about this game. I think this will add good competition to the TTRPG space, and more competition typically results in better games. I want to know, what part of Daggerheart are you most excited about? What is something that you are more hesitant about? Please let me know in the comment section below. And remember, everyone, a lot of people are excited about this game, but the people with critiques are just as valid as our excitement. So let's keep the conversations productive. We all want games to be the best versions of themselves, and the best way to do that is to show enthusiasm and voice your opinion. Thank you for watching. Keep that glass half full, and have a great next game.